Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we have a ton of news to go over, so stick around guys because there is some information in this particular episode that I think everyone is going to absolutely enjoy. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkill's tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. Okay, so first up, the 737 launches finally from PMDG, and Overkill goes silent for 3 days. I do want to apologize to everybody. I know I had promised live streams and tutorials when it released. As you guys can probably still hear it. Actually, I know you can still hear it. My family and I got extremely sick. We had a double whammy. We had both influenza A and strep throat come into our house. It was freaking fantastic. I recommend that everybody does that at least once so they can experience the extreme joy that this brought to our family. It was horrible. Anyway, yes, we are all finally starting to come down on the downhill, but as you can hear, we're still definitely battling it. So I do apologize for that. So what do we have planned? We are definitely going to be doing some tutorial flights. I have been flying it, and I'm going to give you guys my initial thoughts on this aircraft right away here. So the first thing that I want to tell you guys right off the bat is that I am also already in production of the Overkill 737 tutorial guide. Just like all of my other guides that are found on the Patreon site, I have one already started for the 737. We're about 30% of the way through the guide. It's going very, very well, just for the initial release at least. So that's been very exciting. People I know, I've had a ton of people on the channel ask, how do I feel about it? Guys, it's fantastic. It's absolutely wonderful. I have really no gripes that I could say. And the price point I think is wonderful. It was far cheaper than I was expecting for this aircraft. And I would personally have spent significantly more on this aircraft. The features that came with the initial release are absolutely wonderful. The customization options, as you can see here, the stairway is PMDG. All of your ground surface equipment is actually built into the MCDU, or the FMS, I should say now. It's going to take a while to get used to that. But it's a really, really sort of all-in-one package. Everything that you need and need to control can be controlled directly from the FMS. So really super, super done. And again, leading up to PMDG standards, I can definitely, it shows in their work why it took so long for the aircraft to be released. It is a beautiful plane, wonderful flight model, so many features. I can go on and on. And again, we will be flying this aircraft as soon as I feel like I can talk for longer than 5 minutes without hacking my brains out. We're definitely going to be flying it on the channel and doing some tutorial videos, and I think you guys are really, really enjoy them. So let's move on to the rest of the news. But definitely, if you are on the fence about purchasing the PMDG 737, jump off the fence, and I promise you'll love this aircraft. Next up on our list, Flight Sim Labs are finally coming over to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and they are bringing the A330. Now, we have extremely limited information, basically not much outside of the A330 is coming for Microsoft Flight Simulator from the Flight Sim Labs. Now, they do go on to talk about their A320 series that are also going to be bringing over from the Prepared series, but the A320 is sort of, you're going to have a lot of A320 competition, so I'm not really too focused on the A320 personally. It's sort of, it's becoming that horse that's been overridden at this point if we're not careful here. We're going to have too many A320s out there, but the Airbus A330, I'm super excited on. Now, the other challenge, though, is that we do have a freeware A330 available on FlightSim.2's website. That is a fantastic rendition, and it is definitely starting to head that direction of like where the Flybywire team went. As far as bring a desire to bring a fully authentic and fully functional aircraft to the simulator. So it'd be interesting to see, again, by the time that Flight Sim Labs brings an A330 to it, are we already going to have one available that's functional? So definitely bring some room for speculation and debate. Again, they go on to this article primarily mentions the A320 series that they plan on bringing to the Microsoft Flight Simulator. But it's just like one of those, the A320, like I said, it's going to get burned out. It's just going to get burned out, in my opinion. But I'm super excited to see about the A321. That would be kind of cool. And the A319 would be kind of neat as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? Again, that's really all we know, but cross your fingers. Now, the other thing they are doing, real quick before we leave Flight Sim Labs for the moment, is their version of the Concorde is hitting Prepared 3D. Now, why is this cool? Because it's going to be going to the beta testing within the next 6 to 8 weeks. But then after that, they are going to be bringing it over to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, Flight Sim Labs, I personally have always enjoyed their products. They definitely, they're not, I would say, let's just leave it at that. I've always enjoyed their products. Let's just put it that way. Definitely going to give some serious competition to some other Concorde developers if they bring it in relatively soon. So it'll be really cool to see Flight Sim Labs version of it. I'll be really interested to see what the comparison is and what the differences between the two aircraft are. Flight Sim Labs Concorde, I will definitely be picking that one up. There's not a doubt in my mind that I will fly that aircraft. So stay tuned for more information on that. Hopefully 6 to 8 weeks, which means I'm hoping around the same time afterwards we see it in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Crossing fingers, hoping to the airplane gods. There we go. All right. Okay, so many of you should know by now that the HotFix, if you will, patch for Sim Update 9 was released earlier this week. I believe it was yesterday, if memory serves. And they did go on to list the major patch notes here on what was fixed in the simulator. I'm still very skeptical. I haven't had any crash of desktops since applying the new fix. I will give them that. I will also say that I've noticed an increase in the load time. But there's just too much to ever tell. So here we do have the patch notes. If you guys are interested in if there was a specific bug that you were hoping that was resolved, here's the list here. Now, this is a kicker. This is the reason why I did want to put this out. Normally, I don't do the hot fixes or videos on the hot fix, but the reason why I threw this one out was simply because of this little detail here, and they don't make it very clear. If you're like myself, I almost never shut down my computer or restart my machine. It's running 24/7. So if you don't catch this little detail here, you won't be prompted for the update. Okay, so make sure that you guys, if you have not received the update and you're wondering why, restart your machine if you're someone like myself who keeps it up and running the entire time. So, anyways, a little quick patch update. Hopefully that has resolved a lot of you guys' issues. So far, knock on wood, it's resolving mine. We'll see what happens as the days go on. Cockspur at it again, announcing the Cessna Citation 510 Mustang. I've actually never even heard of this aircraft before looking at this, but I mean, it looks familiar. Don't get me wrong. I just never heard of its title. They offer a short video clip of the exterior and some interior cabin pictures, but however, we don't see anything from the cockpit just yet. Again, very short teaser video, not much to it yet. They did just release the Aeroproct A22. We are going to be doing a review of that aircraft on the channel this week as well, checking it out finally. A new developer, I want to give them as much shine as we can, especially if they meet up to the standards that we're looking for. And the only way to do that is to dive in and buy one of their aircraft and see what happens. So crossing our fingers, it's been great. And then we'll see what happens with the Cessna Citation 510. Really hoping that this aircraft meets all the bells and whistles, if you guys catch my drift. It'd be cool to see many more private jet aircraft hit the simulator, private aircraft. I'd like to see, I'd still like to see some of the old TBMs too. I'd like to see like a TBM 850 or something like that. I think that'd be kind of cool as well. But anyway, so cross your fingers, guys. So far, it sounds like they've been doing very good from the reviews that I've seen on their previous aircraft. It's doing great. So I'm super excited to do a review of it this week. Stay tuned for that. And then, it's nice to see another developer stepping up, and sounds like they're moving pretty quick. Real quick announcement following the release of the Top Gun 2 movie, which I'm so skeptical. We'll see what happens. such fond memories of that movie as a kid. It's either going to go really good or really bad. It's one of those movies that you really can mess up if they do it wrong. We'll see what happens. Anyway, the Top Gun DLC is releasing on May 25th, if that's something that you guys are interested in. I believe this is a free update that will be really awesome to have on board, as far as increasing the immersion and increasing the features that are available to Microsoft Flight Simulator in regards to the F-18. Now, as far as its feature list and what it's actually going to have available for, that information is still very, very limited. So, hopefully the 25th will bring a really good day with a lot of really cool stuff. But other than that, it seems like the lid is being kept pretty tight on what the Top Gun DLC is actually going to come on board with. But on the 25th of May, we'll find out. Black Box Simulations has released the Britten-Norman BN2 from Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I am thoroughly stoked about this one. The little Puddle Jumper is actually a pretty badass little aircraft, you ask me. This is the one that we talked about previously. It was a couple months ago now, where we had some very slim glimpses of it. Okay, basically they left it up to guess. But what gave it away is everyone knew that it was the tri-engine controls is what gave away in their screenshot. So this aircraft has finally hit the Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is another cool aircraft that I think I'm going to pick up. It looks so different than any other aircraft that I've seen before. I think it'd be a lot of fun to fly around the Caribbean with it. I definitely can see myself enjoying that one. But just the tri-engine, given the overall look of this aircraft, is so unique to me. I'll definitely be excited to check this one out. I mean, it's goofy looking, and yet I want one. It's that kind of situation. You know what I mean? So let me know what you guys think. I think this one is going for €29.99. You can find it directly from their website. So make sure you guys grab your copy of that and let me know what you think of it. I saw that many MD80 users were a little upset about some of the bugs and issues that were around the Leonardo Softhouse Fly the Mad Dog X for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, we have purchased this one as well. However, we're going to focus on the 737, and then I will be jumping into the Mad Dog. I do want to fly it. I do own it. It has been purchased. However, I do want to make sure that you guys are aware, much like with Microsoft Flight Simulator, a patch for this aircraft has already been released. So make sure you guys check out the change log and see if the issues that you were concerned about have been resolved. And make sure that you update your aircraft. You can purchase this aircraft for €75 on the sim market. I don't remember what that actually came out to. Honestly, I don't think I paid attention. I think I just clicked buy and off we went. So I don't remember what the conversion there is for you US dollars, but yeah, I'm sure you guys quick Google and you'll figure that one out. But anyways, it has been updated. Many fixes have been brought to the aircraft, hopefully enhancing the experience even further. I still can't wait to get in it. I haven't even sat in the cockpit yet, but it is in the hangar now. So super excited to give that one a try later on in the week. All right, my friends, and that is going to wrap up today's episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator news and updates. Again, a bunch of new aircraft coming down the road, a hotfix to Microsoft Flight Simulator, a hotfix to the MD80. So cool aircraft coming down the line, things starting to work better. Cross your fingers it stays that way. We also know that Sim Update 10 should be coming around the corner, or is it Sim Update or World Update? One of them's coming in June. So cross your fingers. Hopefully everything starts to smooth out. Microsoft Flight Simulator, or Microsoft Flight Simulator team, I should say, Asobo, etc., has also included that they are still working to better the beta testing process and give us a... they are trying to refine their testing process to make sure that we get a better product upon the releases of these updates, so we can stop going through some of these challenges that a lot of these updates are bringing. So cross your fingers, good thoughts their way. Hopefully things continue to work out and smooth out to where we can continue to enjoy all the awesome features of the simulator and less of the negative. Anyways, as always, guys, I hope you stay safe and stay healthy. Ignore my advice. Do not try this wonderful sickness at home. And I will see you guys, as always, in the next one. Take care, guys.